Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 620, we're going to talk about Tazri, Beacon of Unity. Now, I'll be honest with you, this was one that I was not looking forward to building. It did not inspire me in any part. I'm not a particularly big fan of the party mechanic for Commander anyway. Now, granted, true, never played it yet, but the just the fact that you've got to have, well, you don't have to have, but you want to have, the mechanic makes you want to have all four types in play: cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard. Now, Tazari also does the ally thing, which still didn't further inspire me. But I got a good chunk of the way through this deck, and I found a card, and it changed the whole deck. I went back and started from square one. I was probably 35, 40 cards deep. And yeah, so anyway, let's read Tazri. Enough of a preface there. Tazri is a 5 mana 4/6. It's not bad. It costs one less for each creature in your party, so there's a possibility that you can get this out for a single white. Not bad, for a 4/6. And then for anywhere between 4 and 8 mana, depending on what colors you've got, you look at the top 6, you can reveal 2 essentially party members or allies from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So you get these in your hand. Now, the beautiful part about that is, and one thing I didn't take advantage of because I didn't have the spells I wanted for it at the time. This ability, though, you may reveal up to 2 cleric, rogue, warrior, wizards. We all know shapeshifters are all colors, are all creature types. Granted, they only count for one of these. But while they're in your library, you're revealing them. If you've got a shapeshifter spell, the tribal spells, that could be a thing. But anyway, I am running just a couple of the, I'll go ahead and get the party cards out of the way. Spoils of Adventure. The way I look at these is, we can pretty much bet we're going to have our commander in play. Are these cards worth it with costing one less? Or really, to be honest with you, are they worth it right after a board wipe? Since we do have to overcommit for this mechanic. 6 mana, gain 3 life, draw 3 cards, instant speed. There are better options. I'm not ashamed of it, though. Coveted prize. It's a tutor. It is a 5 mana tutor. We've played worse, right? But it potentially can get cheaper. And then, if you have a full party, you may cast a spell with CMC 4 or less for the free. So that's what. But I had a whole bunch of party creatures, and I run across. What card did I run across? Elder Druid. Because Elder Druid is a cleric. It's actually an elf cleric. I was searching through just, clerics on the Gatherer, Scryfall, whatever I was using at the time. And I was like, you know what? Elder Druid's a druid? And then, obviously this was going to be a heavy green deck anyway, because it is 5 colors, but green is where all your mana fixing is at, right? So it's heavy green. But I started finding these cards like Elder Druid is an elf druid, and then the Conclave Guild Mage. It gives your creatures trample. If you've got some leftover mana, it makes a knight, albeit overpriced knight, but hey. Found God Toucher. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to target creature with power 5. Medicine Runner. Are you noticing a theme here? You may remove a counter from target permanent. I don't know how helpful that is. Spring Mantle Cleric. From each color of mana to spend it, we kind of want this in a 5-color deck, you know? And then the dead giveaway here, the Elvish Healer from Ice Age. This is an Elf Cleric. So I realized that I could build an Elf deck meeting all 4 creature types. So there's the Clerics. Let's look at Rogues. You know, we have the Snarecaster. It's got reach. We have the Blightblade with Death Touch, a 1-drop. Naya Hushblade is a rogue. Good chance we're gonna control another multicolor permanent, you know. Draga Bard. Or another ally, but you know, it's a rogue. The Golgari Decoy with the built-in lure. The Solana Ledgewalker. Forgive me, I just woke up. Has Hexproof. Moonglove Winnower, rogue with Death Touch. Now we look at warriors. Now there are some noticeable cards missing from here. The blue-green Azuri, the mono-green Azuri just are probably one of the best elf warriors that is out there. Civic Wayfinder, elf, warrior, and ramp, right? The Huntmaster. Our elves are buy one, get one free. And, you know, that's pretty much most of what we got. The Skyrider Elf, because we're probably going to have some mana. You know, we are also a little shy on flying. Renzarun Vanquisher, Talara's Battalion, Decorated Champion. Yeah. Whenever another warrior, see, Battle Bond had a lot of warrior tribal cards. It's hard not to go too deep into one creature type with this. I mean, you want to have all 4 just to try to experience what the mechanic has to offer, even though you know it's over committee. Now let's look at elf wizards. You know, Taunting Arbor Mage. It's got kicker. That's what it. Jiraga Visionary. Momir Vig. Yeah, it's an elf wizard. It's not bad, you know. Frilled Mystic for some counter action. Celestia Guildmage. Zamet Guildmage. Sages of the Anima. I didn't turn off my alarms, apparently. And then lastly, we have the Thornscape Battle Mage. Now, while an elf and a wizard... There, turned off my other alarm. Sorry about that. The, you know, you obviously want to have it in a 3-color deck. But now, there are some... I did use a little cheat code. You know, the Tajaru Paragon is an elf. It's also all 4 of the others. So, where are we getting blurry? But things that are all of these, like Ghostly Changeling, Sentinel, Moonglove Changeling, Moth Dust, and Woodland Changeling. The Changelings can only occupy 1 slot of the party. They can't do all 4. Which this is the first time that we've actually seen that, or the first time to my knowledge anyway, that we've seen that kind of work against what we're used to with Changelings. I guess we need to get to the ramp. I jumped straight into the creatures, didn't I? With our elf party. Ain't no party like an elf party, I guess. We have an Arcane Signet. We're 5 colors. We need it. Far Wanderings. Rolling Regrowth. Now, Rolling Regrowth, I love this because it is almost Harrow. Same cost, same speed. You sack a land, search your library for 2 basic lands, you put them into play, tapped. As with Harrow, they're not tapped. Elves of Deep Shadow, because it kind of fit, you know. The Sky Shroud Elf, I know it's a druid, but it's an elf that taps for essentially 3 colors. One of 3 colors. Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, and I did the Knotvine Mystic. Yeah, it's an elf. Which, by the way, I was fully committed to the elf theme before I realized I didn't have a whole lot of elf payoffs. So there's that. Knotvine Mystic. Essentially, this is a dark ritual on a creature, right? I mean, yeah, it's those 3 specific colors, but you spend 1 to get 3. I guess what little elf kind of payoffy stuff that there is. I mean, I have Marwyn, the Elvish Promenade. Shaman of the Pack is target opponent. I like that. Bloodbraid Elf. And then because we do have a ton of creatures, Fires of Yavimaya and Overrun are kind of where we want to be in life. But now, I guess before we get to the craziness, I have a 7-card craziness pile over here, right? Our removal, Journey to Oblivion, exile target non-land permanent. It's an O-ring. I don't know that we're ever going to play this for 1 or 2 mana, but, hey. Return to Nature, Eye Blight's ending, we're, elves. And the Scarblade, there's a lot of Scarblade, Elf Assassin. You pitch an elf and, kill something. That's the idea anyway. Okay, I threw one of the first of the 7 crazies, the Obelisk of Alara. I have got so many of these things. And you never get a chance to use it because it's a 5-color artifact, right? So, but I mean it does a thing. But I noticed that I did first one. I was like, you know what? We are running a heavy creature deck. I need another overrun type effect. And I scrolled across Titanic Ultimatum. And I was like, you know what? +5/+5, first strike, lifelink, and trample. That'll do. And the problem with the ultimatums is you look at the cost and you're like, well, I'm already playing 5-color. And this is majority green. Yeah, this is doable. And then you run across something like Violent Ultimatum. Destroy 3 permanents. Well, we're already in the ultimatum camp, and we're already in 5-color. So the Violent Ultimatum is what made me go full over the top. I was like, okay. So then there's Ruinous Ultimatum, right? Destroy the stuff that you don't control. This is amazing. I love this card. Clarion Ultimatum. Choose 5 permanents you control. Now, this one does not see a whole lot of commander play. Choose 5 permanents you control. For each of those permanents, you may search your library for a card with the same name as that permanent. Now, everybody's wondering why this is in there. Because we're getting 5 lands, we're dropping 5 basics for 7 mana. That's pretty good. If we can produce this mana right here, then this completely and totally solves all of our mana problems. Yes, the color-specific mana problems, anyway. We have the Eerie Ultimatum. Just return any number of... Yeah, whatever. Just a whole bunch of zombifies. It's all good. And then Brilliant Ultimatum. The Fact or Fiction-esque one. So, had a lot of fun with the finding the ultimatums and whatnot. Yeah, not terribly brilliant or efficient. I said brilliant because it was on the screen. To put, 6 different ultimatums in a deck. But as I said, I am lacking some of the elf payoffs. It kind of looks like we're going to get some, decent reprints in Commander Legends. So I guess if you're watching this years from now, you'll know if we did or not. Um, but yeah, this deck went from something I was not terribly excited about to something kind of neat and quirky. No, it is totally not overpowered, not at all. But I like the fact that elves are so versatile that we could meet all four of the categories. But let's look at our non-basic lands. If you'll notice, all but one of these produce a green mana. Of course, 5-color green is an old archetype from million years ago. We have Indatha Triumph, Ketria Triumph, Base Camp, we're going to give a try, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds, Savage Lands, Seaside Citadel, Jungle Shrine, and then our non-green, Crumbling Necropolis. So, that is all of Tazri. Now, yes, I know this is probably not one of the better ones. Love those art cards for the back. The only downside is you just about never ever see it, right? Because it's in the command zone. But anyway, a lot of lands. What is there? Like 36 creatures. I need to get, what, elf tokens in there? I think elf tokens is what I'm producing, so. We'll go over here. Hey, we're completing a row today, aren't we? 620. So, that is all for today. I do appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing. But it's about time to go to work. So right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.